Make decisions that have eternal value. I don't know if you've heard of David Livingstone, the great explorer. Or have you heard of John Livingstone? Okay. John Livingstone was born in 1811 and died in 1899. David Livingstone, his brother, was born in 1813 and died in 1873. John and David Livingstone were two brothers born in Blantyre, Scotland. The two boys grew up together in Scotland and received the same education and the same instruction. When the time came for each of them to make a choice about his own life, John determined to acquire wealth, but David chose to follow Christ. John followed his desires for success and lived a life of luxury. He became one of the wealthiest men in Ontario, and there he died. David followed the call of God in his life and changed world history forever. In John's obituary, there was only a very brief note of his passing away and being brother to David Livingstone. More than 70% of John's obituary in the newspaper was the story of John's brother, David Livingstone. I researched this and I looked at this. An entire page of the newspaper, actually even over on the next page, less than 30% of the page was about this guy, John. The rest of it was all about his brother, David. Now, David Livingstone died in a hut in Africa on his knees, suffering from dysentery and malaria. David preached over 33 years to many tribes, constantly fighting tropical diseases, exposed to wild animals and uneducated savage people. When David died, his heart was cut out and buried in Africa under a mavula tree. It's now the site of the Livingstone Memorial. And his body is buried at Westminster Abbey in the UK. Millions of people have had their lives changed through David's obedience to God. When John died, very few people were impacted by his death or his life. When the two brothers passed away, one brother left an inheritance, but the other brother left a legacy. One brother followed Christ, but the other one followed his desires. Make sure the desires you make are for eternal value, and the obedience to the call of God on your life has eternal purpose. Let me pray with you. Father, I call on you right now. Father, that the decisions we make, those decisions will make us. And the decisions we make will have eternal purpose and bring you glory, so that your presence will be made manifest to everyone around us. Father, may we live so that you may be exalted. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.